Good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Espero que estén súper bien. It's really nice to meet you. I am Teacher Mike, and I'm going to be here for the next minutes, ¿ok? Por los próximos minutos yo voy a estar acá. Si ven que estoy así viendo a ambos lados, es porque las dos cámaras, ¿ok? Pero un placer estar acá. Vamos a tener una pequeña clase demostrativa. Lo que queremos con esto es mostrarles cómo funciona una clase en el centro, cómo se desarrollan las clases de inglés para profesionales. Y pues sin miedo les pido, ¿verdad? A todos los que estén conectados, participar. Go ahead, don't be shy. Si pueden activar la cámara súper bien, los que están en Zoom, los que están en Facebook, también pueden mandar sus preguntas, también pueden participar en el chat. Por acá los compañeros me van a estar facilitando sus preguntas, comentarios y demás, así que cámaras activadas, todo el mundo. La idea es ver la experiencia real del centro, ¿ok? ¿Cómo son las clases con nosotros? Espero que lo disfruten súper. Vamos a empezar, ¿ok? Voy a compartir mi pantalla. Voy en modo profesor. Let me switch to English, all right? Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for joining today. Welcome to Centro Cultural. I really hope that you take the most out of it. I'm going to start sharing my screen, okay? Can you confirm, please, if you can see the screen? I hope you can. I think you can see my platform, okay? Welcome, guys, once again. As you can visualize, this is how the platform looks, all right? We use this platform that is called Canvas, which is the best of the best, pretty useful. You can have all the information here, the book, the grades, contacts. So it's a pretty complete platform, all right? And for today, we're gonna have a class talking about stress. This is one of the units of the book for PEP courses. So we're gonna take this as an example of a class, okay? How does a class work at PEP? And how can we use these different units? So welcome. And let me start with a simple question, okay, for everybody to participate. This is the question. How high would you rate your stress levels right now? You can use this image as a guide. So if there are volunteers who wants to share your opinion, how high would you rate your stress levels right now? Is it minimum, low, medium, high? Is it tops right now? Do we have any volunteers?
The stress level right now is medium.
Medium, okay, okay. Thank you so much for sharing.
Yep, I will rate my stress level as medium, because uh, right now I am on vacation,
Good,
and
good,
currently
nice.
I am into a transition from stressful and trying to get out of my mind.
That's good. Transitions are always stressful somehow, right? So that's pretty nice. Thank you so much for sharing. I can see Jorge over there sharing as well as medium. That's pretty good. All right, guys. Now, moving on, we have the objective for this mini class today. All the classes start with specific objective, okay? What's going to be covered during the sessions. So maybe Jorge, once again, could you volunteer and read the objective for this session?
Okay. Objective. Today we will be able to collaborate in a virtual support group to share testimonies about our stress in order to help each other out.
All right. Thank you very much, Jorge. That's the objective for today. Okay, support group, sharing testimonies. This is what we want to achieve at the end of the class today. Okay, how can we start a class? There are some important expressions that we can check before every class, right? This is like a warm-up activity, we might say, Today we're not going to use this activity, all right? We have like short time, but this is an example of how we can start our classes in here. Okay, you can do the match with the expressions that we might normally use in a real conversation, right? So in a real class with plenty of time and lots of classmates, you can engage in a conversation and do the match over there, right? One characteristic of Centro classes is the use of technology, the use of different platforms that we can rely on to have the best possible experience. All right. So moving on, I want to ask you guys to read these sentences over here and share your opinions. Are these true or false? All right, you can open the mic and tell me. You can explode the chat in Zoom, in Facebook Live. Tell me you believe these are true or false. Luigi, could you please read the first sentence over here?
Chronic stress can cause serious health problems.
Thank you so much. And well, can you read the other three, please? Go ahead. Luigi, you can help
Myself?
me with you
Okay.
could, yeah, please go ahead with the other three.
Okay. The way you see stress can transform the way your body reacts to it. A stressful situation can increase by 30% your chance of dying. Oh.
Mhm.
People who spend time with their loved ones have a relatively stress-free life.
Great. Thank you. Thank you so much, Luigi.
You're
And
welcome.
now I would like to hear your opinion, guys. You can tell me, you can open the mic, or you can write it on chat. Do you believe sentence number one is true or false? Go ahead. Do we have any comment, any opinion?
Well, for my own experience, I experiment problem, uh, cardiac, uh, but not a heart attack, but compression on on my chest.
Okay.
Um, bec- well, I can give the name of, of my job place, my place job, but it we have to work around 60 hour more or less uh, for a week, and that is a heavy schedule.
Can you imagine?
Yep,
Yes. 60 hours. Wow, that's a lot,
yep,
right?
yep. Sometime.
All right. Thank you so much for sharing that, Luigi. Maybe I can ask Jorge, are you there, sir? About
Yeah,
the
I'm
last
here.
sentence. Thank you so much. Take a look at number four. People who spend time with their loved ones have relatively stress-free life. Is this true? False? In your opinion? Why?
Wait. Because we spend time with her, their loved ones. Um, I think it's true. Oh, no.
Hmm.
I think it's false
Okay. Okay. Why would you say that one is false?
because when I am stressed, I don't share with anything.
Okay.
I don't want to spend time with anything. I want to stay alone.
All right. That's nice. That's totally valuable, right? Thank you so much for sharing your opinion. And this is one of the first exercises that we can do in a class, right? Engaging the students with real information, background knowledge, your opinions. So when we are sharing opinions, we can use different expressions, right? These are some sentences or some expressions that we can use when we want to express what we feel about certain topic, right? Some like in my experience, I don't know about other people, but I can say what I found is, and etc., right? So maybe I could ask the third one, and you guys could use some of these expressions to tell me your opinion. Number three, that was stressful situations can increase by 30% your chances of dying. Wow. Do you believe this is true or false, guys? And why? We were talking about this sentence number three. Do you believe that's true or false?
Excuse me, what is dying? Dying?
Uh-huh. Your chances of dying. Do you know the meaning of the word, guys? What is that verb, right? When you stop living, we could use that way. Luigi, do we have any opinion?
Well, I am not sure if this data is based on a scientist search, uh, but your quality life decrease. I'm sure about it.
That's a fact, right? Stress is never good, right? So thank you. Thank you so much, you both,
You're
for
welcome.
sharing your ideas. All right. What do we have next? As I mentioned, technology is our best friend during classes. So in this platform, there's a short quiz that we can use to talk a little bit about jobs, stress, and also implicitly introduce the grammar for the lesson, all right, which is gerunds and infinitives. So I'm gonna click on start, and you guys can complete the sentence, all right, with the right conjugation of the verb. Which one do you believe is the best option to complete this sentence or this question in this case? Can you imagine the job of the military personnel? Luigi, Jorge, everybody in Zoom, everybody in Facebook, you can comment over there. Explode the chat with comments. What is the right option? You guys let me know.
Option A.
Option A, I would say having. Can you imagine having the job of the military personnel? All right, so let's click on this one. And that's correct. Thank you so much. Pretty nice job. We have sentence number two. Had you ever considered any of the jobs from the list of stressful jobs? What is the best option here? Option, Luigi, you said option B, right? I'm sorry, I didn't hear
No,
you
no.
quite well.
For me, say
A, all right. Option A. Does everybody agree? Zoom, Facebook.
I hear beef
A
for another.
or B? Let's click on A, right? See what happens. Okay, in
Mm,
this case, oh, it's not A, it's not B. Let me go back over here. We would have C, right? Had you ever considered
oh, yes.
having any of the jobs from the list? Pretty good. Thank you so much. We have sentence number 3. Let's finish with this. Okay. Number 3, select two answers, two possible answers. You know, that's a possibility with this topic. Some verbs allow us to have both options. Do you think people from the list of stressful jobs would prefer la, 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 a different occupation? Can you repeat that, Jorge, please?
Letter C.
Letter, I'm sorry, I think you said C or B. Okay, so we have one option here, B, and as we said, select two answers. So which one do you think is the other one? Jorge, Luigi, or everybody?
I think it's option A.
Option
Yes,
A.
A.
Okay, okay, to
A.
choose and choosing. Pretty nice, guys. Those are the actual answers. Thank you so much. And we have questions number 3, whoops, number 3 and number 4, which we're not going to do, okay? So let me just ask you a little bit about some of these sentences, okay? The idea was to choose the best answer and then discuss some of these questions. So we can go back to number 1. I can ask for your opinion, guys. Any volunteer, Luigi or Jorge or people on Facebook, you can comment, of course. Can you imagine having the job of the military personnel? Would it be stressful? Why? Do we have any comments?
I think, I think this job could be stressful because the shelter, stay on shelter, um, responsibility.
That is true. Mhm. That's a nice point. Thank you, Jorge. Thank you so much for sharing your opinion. And now let's move on, okay? Moving on with the class, it's time to work on the book, okay? Of course, we have a book. It is a digital book that we can use at Centro. So you can use it anytime, anywhere you want to practice or you want to study. You can access your books on the cell phone, the iPad, the tablet. So let me show you how it looks like, okay? It's right here. You can take a look at it. We have the different units. Today we are using Unit 1, Lesson B. All right, we're talking about high and low stress jobs. So we can, of course, use these pages to keep the conversation flowing. That's the idea of our classes. They are student-centered. You are the main character in these sessions, okay? The books are filled with opportunities to participate. We have infographics, there are videos, there are some short grammar exercises, open questions for you. So we can analyze this infographic. For example, take a look at the 6 most stressful jobs and the 6 least stressful jobs. Right? So in a real class, we can give some time to analyze, take a look at it, share your opinions. Do you find this information shocking, for instance? Do you find something interesting about this infographic? If there is any comment, go ahead. I really like volunteers, so be my guest. We can see here a taxi driver. It's part of the top 6. So let me ask you, Luigi, why do you think a taxi driver's job might be stressful?
Um, well, here in Costa Rica, maybe because it's too risky. Um, uh, uh, in addition, if do you have to drive, you are a taxi driver at night shift. Um, you are always under uh, a risk level because can rob it uh, to yourself or thief to yourself.
Mhm, mhm. That is true. I really appreciate your opinion and your participation. And I agree. Totally agree. Right? In Costa Rica can be a risky job, of course. And okay, as you can see, guys, there is a space for a lot of participation. Let me show you here like some of the videos that we can use over there. There are different options to interact, to practice your different skills, reading, listening with videos and audios, conversation, speaking sections. So the book is pretty interactive. The topics are always interesting. So you get plenty of opportunities to improve and to engage in interesting conversations. Okay, let me go back to the platform. Remember, we are using Canvas. Canvas is our platform at Centro, pretty friendly. In here, you can have all the presentations of the teachers, the grades, contacts. So when you enroll with us, you're gonna take a further look, all right? Now, let's focus a little bit on grammar. We were talking about advice, sharing opinions. Why are they stressful or why not? So let's take a moment to advise the stressed ones, shall we? Let's give advice to the most stressful jobs. What is at least one thing that each profession can do to feel less stress? I'm going to ask you volunteers to include some of this. You can see how the grammar works over here. Okay, if you want to use the verb consider, so you need an ing verb next to it. Okay, if you want to use the verb stop, then maybe you want to use an ing verb next to it. If you have the verb expect, you need the infinitive of the next verb. Okay, let me model the exercise for you. Okay, again, we have here some speaking cards with stressful occupations. Let's take a look at the first one. Okay, I click on here. Oh, a pilot. So I'm going to model the exercise and then it's your turn. Okay, a pilot. Let's give some advice. Advice to feel less stress. The teacher is asking to use these structures. So for the pilot, I think that they should consider taking some time off, right? Between flights, between countries, I don't know, but they might consider taking some time off from time to time, right? I think that they enjoy flying, but they have to stop worrying so much about the future, about the flights, about the next trip, etc. That's an example of what I want you guys to do right now and what the teacher expects the students to do during a real class, right? As we are practicing, we are scaffolding the different sections of the class for the student to be able to have a real conversation, okay? So do we have a volunteer? Police officers. Okay, who wants to give an advice for police officers to be less stressed? Do we have any volunteer? Should I call Luigi or Jorge? Today you are the main characters, guys, so really appreciate your help. What do you think? Is Jorge over there? Do you have any advice for police officers?
I'm thinking.
Thank you. That's great. When you're ready, go ahead. What about Luigi? Is there any other advice that you could provide us as we wait for Jorge?
Hmm.
What can police officers do to feel less stress? That's tough, right? For police officers, it's difficult.
Cons-
What will you say, Luigi or Jorge? Whoever is ready, go ahead. You can share your answers. On Zoom, on Facebook, guys, you can share your comments with advice for police officers. I think they really need us.
Let them know. Yes, stop. With more time.
Go ahead, Jorge, if you want to share your opinion. If you have any advice for us, for the police officers, it's your moment. Go ahead.
Maybe they will be stop working a lot of time.
That's good. That's nice. Then you said stop working, right? A lot of time. That's excellent. Thank you so much. As you see, we are using all the information from the class, right? The vocabulary, the expected grammar to provide advice. Okay, that's pretty good. You could stop working from time to time, take a rest. You can plan to escape vacation like Luigi right now. That's always good, right? And as the class goes on, we can continue giving advice to the different professions. Advice for military personnel, for taxi drivers, university professors. And as you guys can notice, we are using the same vocabulary from the book. If you remember on goal B in the book, we have these professions, the military personnel, taxi driver, the newspaper reporter, university professor. So we use the same, all right? The information in the book, it's what we are using to engage in these conversations, right? So I really appreciate your participation. And now, as a closure, we have here the main activity. This is how we finish classes at Centro Cultural. This is the end of the scaffolding process. After all the information is given and constructed, the student is now able to provide a speech, to have a presentation, to have a real conversation with the students, with the teacher, classmates. That's what we want you to achieve over here, right? To be able to develop this type of performances. So for the main activity of this demo lesson, we have an imaginary scenario, okay? It says over here, Centro Cultural is putting up a virtual support group to help each other out and share testimonies on how each of us handles stress. So this is your final task. Prepare a speech where you share your testimony about your high peak moments of stress and how you have handled them. You can include stress in the workplace, personal life, or any other moment that you remember, right? So be ready to share. In your speech, you can use methods to involve your audience. What are these, teacher? What are these methods? That's a good question. This is part of the class as well. In the book, we can find this type of information to prepare for a presentation. All right, so part of the presentation skills include involve the audience. How can we involve the audience? Luigi, can you please help me reading these points? You can help the audience pay attention by involving them in your presentation. Here are some ways that you can do this. Luigi, can you help me reading these 5 points, please?
Ask, ask them ask them question about themselves. Ask them to make a prediction or guess facts. Describe a situation and ask them to imagine participating in it. Engage them physically by asking them to stand, raise hand, clap, etc. Use a conversational tone rather than a formal academic tone.
Awesome, Luigi. I really appreciate your participation. So these are some ways that we can include our audience, right? If we are having a presentation at work, these are some tips. The book is always going to provide some tips for us to have a better performance in real life. For example, at the workplace. So we have a timer here. I'm gonna give you Luigi and Jorge and everybody on Facebook and Zoom 1 minute and 30 seconds so you can prepare a speech where you share your testimony about stress and how you handle it. Okay, of course, 1 minute and a half is not much, right? This is just a demonstration of what the lesson is like. Okay, in a real class, we have more time. You can interact with your classmates in breakout rooms. That is a pretty helpful option. You know, during our classes, the conversation is not teacher-student center. The idea is that the student can have a conversation with other students. So you can participate in this type of dialogues. Okay, so I'm gonna start a timer. You guys prepare a speech with this testimony. Okay, then we can have 1 or 2 volunteers. There you go. Time's up. 1 minute and 25 seconds so you can organize your ideas. You can use the tips from the list over here. We have 40 seconds. Get ready, guys. Tick tack, tick tack. 10 seconds. 7, 6, 3, 2, and time's up. Put your pencils down, everybody. And I really hope you are ready with your ideas. Okay, that's the main activity for today. During a class, we can open breakout rooms. So you talk to your classmates in mini groups, and the teacher is visiting the different rooms on Zoom, listening to the groups, giving you feedback. That is important for us. When we listen to the students, we can give you corrections, feedback on how you can improve. We focus on what you are doing well and also the areas that you can improve, which is really valuable for the student. So, who said me? I saw Luigi taking lots of notes. I think he has a pretty nice testimony over there.
Well, good afternoon, all. Uh, when I was under a stressful situation, I stopped uh, everything I am doing or saying and uh, gave to myself a few minutes and take it a deep breath uh, and repeat it again and again since until uh, do you feel uh, the rate of stressful uh, come down. Uh, that is a good advice in order to take better decisions in a lot of the way.
Okay, okay. Well, Luigi, hats off for you. Thank you so much. That's a very interesting presentation and really nice story. Of course, I know that these scenarios can be stressful, right? So that's that's a pretty nice story you shared here. Thank you so much for that. Do we have any other volunteer? If anybody on Facebook wants to, practice writing skills and write your testimony, that's also welcome. Is Jorge over there? Would you like to share a testimony or anyone else?
I can share my testimony.
Jorge, thank you so much. Go ahead.
In my daily activities, I'm exposed at highly stressed situations because actually I'm working like a software developer, and all that code is hard to do. But I drink coffee, I take a break, I I walk to fill the time to work to to down the stress.
Okay, you're ready, right? That's it.
Yeah, yeah.
Pretty good, pretty nice. I really appreciate it, Jorge. Thank you so much. Daily life can be stressful. I know. So I really appreciate your participation, Luigi and Jorge. And also, I want to take 10 seconds to thank on the Zoom, on Facebook comments. I can see Sergio Jain and also Marla Bustamante sharing some comments over there, some advice for police officers. Perfect, guys. Thank you so much. Police officers should consider taking more time off. Pretty nice. And they should consider relaxing on vacation. That's pretty good. I really appreciate everybody participating. And as we get to the final part of the class, I want to say, guys, thank you so much. You have 100 in today's class. You passed this lesson. Gold start for you. And this is what we wanted to show you today. All right, how classes work at Centro Cultural. I want to switch to Spanish again. Okay, voy otra vez para el español. I really like Spanglish. Me encanta el Spanglish. Esto era lo que queríamos mostrarles hoy. Ok, cómo funciona el curso de inglés para profesionales, cómo está estructurado, la plataforma, el libro, todos los beneficios que tenemos acá. Les agradezco muchísimo su participación. Luigi, Jorge se pusieron la 10, como decimos acá. También a Sergio y a Marla que estuvieron por ahí en Facebook. Gracias. Esperamos verlos por acá. Thank you so much, everybody. I'm going to leave you guys with my partners.